Hello, this is an impromptu video because I found these supplies in my stash. I have this old belt and it looks like it was broke, but I kept it anyway. I have these bells, my primitive stash. I think they're about an inch wide, and they're not antique or anything. But my inspiration for these bells are sleigh bells. Every time I go to an antique shop, one of the first things I look for are those sleigh bells, but they're always so expensive, the real ones. So for now, I thought, what if I could recreate something that would satisfy that want for now? So I think this belt will do it, but I need to age it up a little bit. So what we're going to need are the bells, of course, and an old belt. I have some black chalk paint and some antiquing wax. So I thought what I would do is try to darken up this belt a little bit. And I have these. I don't know if these are going to work or not. I may end up just putting some wire. But they came off some old costume jewelry. I think it was a bracelet. So I'm going to try to maneuver that onto this to hold it on, but I'll show you. And then I have some rags here to put on my chalk paint. And then I had this tool, and I wasn't really sure what it was for, but I think it punches holes into leather. So hopefully that's what it's for, and then that's how I'll put the bells on. So we'll see how that works. I may need to punch the holes before I add the chalk paint and the antiquing wax. But the first thing I want to do, I noticed that the end of this is kind of round. So I think what I want to do to even age that up a little bit is just cut it square and then at an angle towards that hole. And then just take that out of there. Yeah. So that's what I did to the end of it for another project. So I think I'll start with a bell up here. Let's see if this little tool is going to work. It does. It punches a little hole. So that's perfect. And I'm just going to, I have 10 bells. And I think this will be so cute on my primitive ladder that I have. Yes, this works very well. So that's probably what it was made for. And then we'll put one at the end here. But I have to make sure that this part will go down in there. I think I figured out how I'm going to attach the bells to the belt through the hole. These are not going to work because the belt is too thick. So we're going to scratch that, which is okay. We're always changing things up, right? So I have this, it's like a waxed black corded string. And I can just string this in here, take it to the back, tie it off, and just put some hot glue to hold that on. So I think that is going to work. But the first thing we need to do is get this painted. And I wanted to show you what I'm doing is I'm just putting paint on my rag, and I am just rubbing back and forth on the belt, trying to get into all the nooks and crannies. And then making sure that I can keep some of that brass on the belt. And I see that I don't have any chalk paint in here. Kind of like when you put the milk back in the fridge and there's only a tablespoon left, right? So I do have this matte folk art paint, and I'm just going to use that. And I'll finish that up and I'll be right back. I've got this painted and I think it has a nice aged look. And I'm just going and rubbing over the brass elements of this belt. And I went right up to the end. And now I'll come in with the antiquing wax and I'll give it a coat of that because this dried really fast. And the back of this belt is already black. Well, I do see a little brown up here. So we'll go ahead and take care of that real quick. There we go. And now we're ready to come in with the antiquing wax. Yep, that's looking nice and aged. I really like that. So when you're out thrifting and you see an old belt, I'm sure the thrift stores have plenty of them. Grab them and see if you can find some of these bells at the craft stores. I'm sure they have them, or maybe you could order them on Amazon. I had those from when I had my antique shop, so I don't remember where I got them from. But I am sure they're everywhere. And especially this time of the year. And I'm thinking with these, there's 4 holes at the bottom that you could probably add some little bells to, and maybe I'll do that. All right, now I'll come back and really rub in that antiquing wax. Get any excess off. This is such a quick and easy project. And this aged really nice. And so did my hands, right? And you already have a hanger, which is nice for the project. So you can just hang it right away. Let me get things cleaned up here and I'll be right back. I put some white paper up here so you could see what I was doing. I'm going to take some of this waxed cotton cord and cut off a piece and string it into our bell. I just had another idea. This has different size holes that you can make So I think what I'm going to do is take the smallest hole and put a small hole beside the large one, which is what I could have done in the first place. Then I'll take the bell, put a piece of string in one side and a piece of string in the other, like this. Pull that through. And tie it in a tight knot. And just trim the string. Put a little dab of hot glue on the back just to hold that knot. And our first bell is on. Look at that. And we'll go to our next hole. Do another little hole. Take a piece of string. Another bell. Through one hole, and I could have just done two little holes, but see how these things come to you? That's what happens when you craft on the fly, right? Tie it in a knot. Just trim it. And a little bit of hot glue. So I will finish these bells up. I think there's 6 more, and then I'll be back to show you. All the bells are attached, easy peasy. They're secured on the back, or to the back, and it has a really aged look. Look how pretty. And they jingle. I hope you enjoyed today's project. This one was a quick one. Let me know if you are going to look around your house for an old belt and find some of these bells so that you can have your own jingle bell. Thanks so much for watching, and until the next video, God bless. If you're new here, be sure to hit that subscribe button and smash that notification bell so that you never miss a video. And if you're returning, thank you so much. And if you have found value in this video, please like and comment.